Coming to you from the mountains and the plain. The only conservative voices brave enough to push back. This is the Conservative Daily Podcast with Joe Otto.
That's what the Second Amendment was designed to do. If you're going to do something to nullify or take away my rights under the Constitution, come get it.
Max McGuire.
When you look at politicians on the left, they need to convince people that they are victims.
A resistance to the resistance. And now your hosts, Joe Otto and Max McGuire.
And welcome back to another edition of the Conservative Daily Podcast. I believe this is episode 190. My name is Max McGuire.
And this is Joe Otto. I always feel like intro, by the way, Max, I always feel like the intro is something like a fight on fight night. And now, your hosts, Joe Otto and Max McGuire.
It's our producer Josh did that a while ago. It's
change
good.
it up.
We might want to revamp it a little bit, but it works. It works well. Well, today is election eve, or as I like to say, 48 hours to stop the perv. 48 hours to slow the perv. Yeah. Well, that's what it is. It's to flatten the curve. We're going to flatten the perv. We have 48 hours to do it. It's a big deal. We don't want anyone sniffing kids in the White House. No. We can't do that.
No.
So, election eve. It's the Monday, and Joe, I will tell you, Democrats are freaking out.
Yeah, they are.
Democrats are freaking out because their polling has evaporated. Their candidate is a mess. Donald Trump is surging, and they are.
I can't help it.
They are just in complete disarray.
I cannot even help it. You know, what was that? You just kind of had a little.
He's sniffing kids. We got a kid sniffer. Listen, Mr. Producer, let's go ahead and put up image 2. This is amazing. This is trends. Google Trends. I love looking at this because it tells what people are looking at. Forget about the polls. I want to know what people are searching for on Google. And when 100%. You look at Pennsylvania, the Google searches for, and the red is vote for Trump, the blue is vote for Biden. The Google searches for vote for Trump is surging in Pennsylvania in all the right areas. Meanwhile, vote for Biden hit an all-time low over the weekend. Bounced back a little bit, now it's on the decline again. I love looking at that because regardless of what the polls, people can lie the polls can be manipulated, but the search analytics, the search trends, yeah, sure, they can be manipulated too, but they're much more organic. We've got to take that off the screen now.
You know, my issue, if I just skip back to, the COVID deal, it was stay at home, save a life. Now that lives are saved and nobody's dying, right? And people are in the hospital.
Stay at home until Biden wins.
Yeah, it literally is destroy businesses, destroy business owners, and do what we can to hurt people in our country. And I mean, maybe it's just the whole push to socialism. Maybe that's just the whole thing that we're dealing with right now. But I will tell you, people right now, they went to a stage 2 in Colorado, or back to stage 2.
Yeah, I saw that you had like 2 extra people go to the hospital. All of a sudden, no one's allowed to go out to eat anymore.
Yeah, but all the restaurants they're basically giving them the finger. And so the health department showed up at a restaurant on Saturday and went to shut it down, had their little jackets on, and the police came. I kid you not. I just saw the video of it, and we've decided not to put it out there, but I saw the video of it. And there was probably 300 people that said, we will literally drag you out in the street if you don't get out of here. And the lady's like, well, we'll take your business license. And I think they balled up the business license and threw it at him and said, I don't need a license in order to make a living. Now get out of my business. Right? It was great because businesses across the state are starting to do it everywhere.
It could be Michigan. Have you seen what's happening in Michigan? Where in order to go out to eat, you need to now provide your name and a phone number. So what people have started doing is they've started using Gretchen Whitmer, and they've started giving the number for her office, which I love. But there are other sectors. I forget what it is. I think it's like for doctor's offices or for dentists. I think it's for dentists. You have to give them a selfie. You have to provide a selfie so they can identify you. It's just the strangest thing. It how people could possibly want to live like this, because that's what Joe Biden's promising. More of this. It's just, I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
So I'm being asked to move over. He's like, you're not centered, Joe. I don't want to be centered. I wanted to show the ocean.
So
it's our ocean.
I want to put this. Let me, Mr. Producer, can you put up image alpha? We shared this on our Facebook page over the weekend, and it's I didn't come up with it, but I think it really is spot on. And it's a picture of Joe Biden. It says, "You ever drive a car that has an odd sound? You know it's something major, but it's holding together. It gets worse. Shudders, clunks, barely starts." That has been Biden's brain this whole election, except now it's blowing thick black smoke out of the tailpipe. I thought this was just so spot on.
We got some great videos because I'm gonna.
It's.
I kid you not. People are listening. It was terrible. He's terrible. Terrible.
And this is the man. He's going to be on the international stage, like negotiating arms deals. All of a sudden, he's going to be like liar. Jim Carrey. Like that's what we're talking about here.
This is actually happening.
People. So let's. This is the one that made the rounds. It's actually from last week, but it went viral over the weekend. This is Joe Biden saying that he will mount an effective campaign for pressure.
It's not We're not kidding.
I'm not making fun. Kidding. I'm not making fun. That is a quote. Let's play cut one.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true and international effort to pressure.
I cannot. People are going to vote for this fool. They're going to vote for him.
No, we shared a great video. We can't play it now because we absolutely will get shut down by Disney if we do it.
Why?
But you can go on our Facebook page and you can find it. It is Julie Andrews. It's supercalifragilistic. It's supercalifragilistic.
All right, everybody hit the share button.
It jumps to Joe Biden. True pressure.
All right, you guys got to hit the share button. Facebook is trying to throttle us. It's the day before the election. Just hit the share button. Even if you have to step away from your phone, hit the share button, hit the share button, hit the share button, or your computer or whatever. Or
and on YouTube, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. So I want to play it again. Anyone in the comment section, let me know what you think pressure means. Because if you can tell me, no one's actually told me what they think it means. We're going to play it again, and I want you to know what you think he's trying to say. Let's play cut one again.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true and international effort to pressure.
True and international pressure. I have no idea. I can't even.
So obviously pressure's in there.
Pressure.
Pressure. I think I hear a feeble old man's attempt to say the word international. And maybe true. I guess that's what, maybe true international pressure. Like maybe he's just the king of contractions.
Yeah.
Right? He's just combined them into one word. True pressure. I don't want to laugh. I don't want to make fun of the man. It's obviously he's on his way out. But, come on. True the pressure?
Say it again. Say it one more time.
I'm taking some liberties. In between true and pressure. Like, I don't have time to go frame by frame
it's a new language.
What consonants. True pressure.
Have you seen the one where it's like, that's a song, right?
Yeah. No, don't say it. It's copyrighted. No,
I didn't
even
say it.
gibberish is copyrighted these days. But here's the thing.
It's so true.
We thought that was bad. We thought true the pressure was bad.
That's not even. No. You see the new one.
Then you got another one.
It wasn't another one. It was like
let's listen to Joe. Let's listen to Joe Biden promising that every American has a right to Badacath care. Let's play cut two.
Barack and I think it's a right for people to have Badacath care. Barack and I think it's a right for people to have Badacath care.
Notice
Barack
the
I think it's a right
at the end
for people to have Badacath care. Barack and I think it's a right for people to have Badacath care.
Battle cat care.
Battle cat care. Now, is that him saying that you have a right to bad health care? I mean, he's obviously trying to take health care, but then he throws bad in there. I don't know. Also, in the comment section, let us know what do you think is worse. I'm starting to slur just like him. What do you think is worth? Batacath care or chewing under the pressure? Let me know which you think was the most ridiculous made-up word. Actually, we had a poll. We have a poll right now. Who do you think is going to win? I am going to pause that poll. Everyone's saying Trump. It's not really a great poll. I'm going to put up a new poll, and this poll is going to be which is worse. Which was worse? What do you think is worse, Joe? Chewing under the pressure or Batacath care?
For like a song of the century? I think someone should make it into a song. I think that
don't sing it. That's copyrighted.
I didn't sing it. I almost did, and then I stopped myself. If they can get a song out of that, we have bigger problems. Oh my gosh!
Man.
Your third syllable of the second sentence of what you actually said was my music.
Was copyrighted. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But chewing them the pressure or Batacath care?
Batacath care. No, just kidding. There's a little pressure. But hey, listen, this is actually pretty cool. Listen to this. Biden literally, I don't know if it's pretty cool, but Biden literally now.
It's published on Facebook. Go ahead and say which one you think was worth. Chewing under the pressure.
Well, what about people on
YouTube? YouTube, you can just let me know what you think is worse. Stephanie on YouTube says that she thinks he was talking about the tire pressure on his bus. That's entirely also possible.
It is possible because they were surrounded by Trump supporters.
Hey-o.
Yeah, that was amazing. Do we have that video?
No, we don't have the video. No, I don't have the video. I can probably set it over. I think everyone's seen it at this point.
So, and if for those of you that don't know, Biden was going from town to town in Texas, and he got
It wasn't
tired.
Biden. It wasn't Biden. It wasn't
Biden's
Kamala
campaign.
Harris. It was just his surrogates. Yeah.
Right. So we didn't know who was on it, but they basically started hiding where they were going to be, right? Because all that would show up was Trump supporters, right? So they were hiding it. So the Trump supporters were like, fine, we'll just follow them from place to place. So they surrounded the bus in Texas on the highway, just kind of, and then one of the people that were following the Biden deal slammed into one of the Trump supporters, right?
Truck.
Which was on video.
Illegal lane change.
Which is on the video. And then they're like, oh, it's because of the Trump people. Your jackass is the one that did it. The jackwagon that was in that car tried to cause an accident.
Yeah.
Don't worry, the FBI's investigating.
FBI's investigating, though. Oh, the
FBI's
FBI's investigating.
Local police.
Oh, we're all safe now.
Scene.
Everything's good. Oh, the FBI's finally investigating something.
Forget about
how about Hunter Biden?
Pedophile material on his laptop. We got traffic accidents in Texas's 46th largest city.
Yeah.
We got to do that. No, the local police. This is right by my house. This is literally, I didn't see it, but this happened right as they were driving past where I live. And apparently, local police were on the scene. Like, they got called by the Biden people on the bus and said, the Trump people are being mean to us. And then the cops came and they watched, and local police in New Braunfels said that they have seen they saw no evidence of any laws being broken. It was just a bunch of Trump supporters driving legally next to a bus. So yeah, it's hilarious that the Biden campaign has to have secret rallies, because if they publicize the rally locations, more Trump supporters show up than Biden supporters. That's how you know that the polls might be a little wrong.
Just a little wrong?
But yeah, no, it's a little wrong. But we got more of this. We got more of this Biden saying weird stuff. Here's a clip of Joe Biden yesterday, and I kid you not, saying that he's a grandmom. He said he's a grandma.
I missed this one. How did I miss this one? You have to send me this. Send me cut 3 when you're done.
Philly girl, and I am Finnegan Biden's grandma. That's her grandma, and I'm her grandpa.
I am Finnegan Biden's grandma.
Grandmom.
Oh, I mean grandmom's.
Yeah, he says, I'm Finnegan. We'll play it again. I'm Finnegan Biden's grandmom. And then he stops himself and says, no, well, she is the grandmother. I'm the grandfather.
Guys,
He called
share.
himself a grandma.
Hit the share button. What is wrong with you? I want to see 181 shares right now. I mean, Facebook's
And I
only going
don't
to let
wanna-
one person actually see it, but let's just do it just so we can have win the most shares.
I don't want to hear.
We
that
know that
people
they're going to
think that
block
he
us.
said- I don't want to hear that people think he said grandpa, because he didn't say grandpa. The word that he called himself was the same word that he called the woman when he corrected himself. And then he referred to himself as grandfather. No, Joe Biden just said he's Finnegan Biden's grandmom.
He did.
Let's play it again. Can we turn the volume up a little louder? Play cut 3.
Cut 3.
Silly girl. And I am Finnegan Biden's grandma. That's her grandma, and I'm her grandpa.
Well, who's she pointing at as far as grandmom? Who's she pointing at for grandmom? He's actually
pointing at
seeing
someone-
things. He's
Like,
pointing
that
to
woman
big-
is not... it's not a grandmother. He just pointed to like a young woman.
Yeah. I am Finnegan.
But he
I don't even know how
absolutely
did
called
that even
himself a
come
grandmom.
up. I want to know the context of it. Like, I once ate an alligator. Alligator.
Well, play that again,
Alligator.
because I think the start of it. He says silly girl. Yeah,
He does
Zane
say
just
silly
said
girl.
it in
Yeah.
the context. He says silly girl. What the hell is this presser about? Let's play this one more time. Let's play cut 3.
Silly girl.
Silly
And
girl.
I am Finnegan Biden's grandma. That's her grandma, and I'm her grandpa.
I mean, look, Biden's
Biden's grandmom.
he's nuts. Actually, he's not nuts. That's not true. He has dementia in a really bad way, right? We're actually dealing with elder abuse right now, just so we're clear.
Yes, I'm Joe Biden's wife, Joe Biden. It's just like, it's this guy. I don't know. So hit the share button so everyone can see that Biden just called himself a grandmom. Listen, if Trump went up there and said, I'm a grandmother,
I'm a
that
grandma.
would get played nonstop.
Yeah, look what Trump said. Look what Trump said. He's a grandma.
But
What's
Biden
his
is just able
genitalia look like? That's what they
But
would
Biden's
do.
able to say it. Biden's able to say it, and it's just crickets, because they're trying to drag this man's lifeless corpse across the finish line. And as we're going to talk about in a second,
Weekend
it's
at Joe
not looking
Biden's.
good.
Weekend at Joe
It's
Biden.
not looking good for him at all. Let's get through.
Smile
Let's
for the
get through
camera.
another. I know. Let's get through a few more of these. Here's Biden calling Trump supporters ugly. That's a really nice way to bring the country together. Let's play cut 4.
This isn't a political statement like those ugly folks over there beeping the horns. This is a patriotic duty, for God's sake.
Woo! Woo!
Ugly Trump supporters. Those ugly people with their horn honking. Like, what?
Yeah.
Here's a big one. Anyone who lives in Pennsylvania, this is the reason you got to share this podcast with other people in Pennsylvania.
Yes,
Biden was
100%.
on stage yesterday, and he claimed to be wearing an Eagles jacket. But anyone with an eagle eye could see that it was not an Eagles jacket.
It was
I
the
think
Delaware Blue. Yeah.
Blue Hens. I think it was the Blue Hens.
Blue
Whatever
Hornets.
the hell Delaware has.
Yeah.
I think it's Blue Hens. Let's see, what is it? Delaware Blue. Yep, the Fighting Blue Hens.
No, it's the Delaware Blue Hornets.
No, it's the University of Delaware. It's like a little chicken, Joe.
Well, the Delaware has the Delaware Blue Hornets. So the Delaware
What are
State...
you looking at?
All right, so the Blue Hens, it's not the Blue Hens.
Mr. Producer,
Listen,
put up my screen. Put up my screen.
brother, Delaware State. All right.
What university are you looking at?
All right, I was looking at the Delaware State, which
That's
is
a
the Delaware
chicken.
State Hornets.
Oh no, he wasn't Delaware State. He was DU or UD.
UD,
Blue Hens.
DU.
Like here's his little jacket right there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and play that clip. Let's
I think he ever played.
pressure. Let's play cut 5.
I was very happy to have the moniker of being known as Pennsylvania's
See?
third senator.
Chicken.
I know Philadelphia well. I married a Philly girl, by the way.
Look, that's the
By the way,
Trump
I got my
supporters.
Eagles jacket on.
He doesn't.
I got my Eagles jacket on. You can't make this stuff up. Eagles jacket.
All right, let's put up my screen again. just so we're clear, he was not wearing an Eagles jacket.
No.
Like, not even close. Like, that is not an eagle. That is a chicken.
Yeah.
It's a chicken.
Yeah. He is crazy.
I cropped my screen so you can't see it. There you go. See? The little eagle? We're going to take it down. It's not an eagle. He was wearing a Delaware Blue Hens jacket. So, it's the ultimate pandering. It's like Hillary Clinton going on the Breakfast Club and saying, I keep hot sauce in my purse all the time. And they're saying, you pandering to us, girl? And she's like, I don't know. Is it working? That was Joe Biden in Philly saying, I'm wearing an Eagles jacket. And it's like a chicken. It's a Delaware chicken.
Well, I mean, they probably are playing better than the Eagles are playing right now.
They might be. Well, listen, everyone.
They won first time in like
better.
6 games. They're 2-4-1, or now they're 3-4-1, I guess.
Yeah. Eagles are the only team every year that seems to always tie. They're the only team that always seems to have a tie. Them and the
Mediocre.
Browns. Here's Joe Biden claiming that the Obama administration went 8 years without ever having a scandal. Let's go ahead and play cut 6.
Went through 8 years without one single trace of scandal. Not one single trace of scandal. It's going to be nice to return to that.
Not one scandal?
Wow.
Let's go back and forth. Let's see how many we can name, Joe. You go first.
Benghazi. I'll start there.
Operation Fast and Furious.
Operation Fast and Furious.
Go. Uh-oh. Biden moment.
Oh.
I say the IRS targeting conservatives, right? You have the NSA mass surveillance. You had the Biden administration looking into James Rosen's voicemail, spying on journalists.
You have
the
Obama administration.
The prisoner swap for Bo Bergdahl.
You have
the Secret Service was hiring prostitutes.
Why are you doing all of it? It's just to say, what about Iran, right? How about paying Iran a bunch of money, right?
Yes, yeah.
All
right. We got Operation Crossfire Hurricane, the attempt to spy on the Trump administration. How about the fact that 40 veterans died in the Phoenix VA system because the VA employees would rather put them on a secret list than have their higher-ups know they weren't doing their job?
All right. How about the check for $535 million to Solyndra? Remember the big energy company?
Yeah, Solyndra. Yeah, Solyndra. No scandal. No scandal.
Oh, yeah. No, the kids that they
Hillary Clinton's emails.
Yeah.
The emails, the fact that Barack Obama was actually sending emails to Hillary Clinton to her private email account, and then say, I learned about her private email in the news. Oh. I mean, we don't have to get, the list is long, right? So it was a selective amnesia for Biden to claim that there wasn't a hint of scandal in 8 years. I mean, this is the stuff that gets me. If we had an honest press, they would actually talk about this. You'll like this one, Joe. This is Joe Biden, the guy who's going to bring the country together, who's going to get rid of the division, right? Get rid of the infighting. This is him talking about how he wants to beat the president up. Let's play cut 7.
The president likes to portray himself. I love this. Likes to portray himself as a tough guy. When you were in high school, wouldn't you have liked to take the shot? Anyway, it's a different story, but anyway.
Notice the handshake. The handshake. Hand shook. Let's go ahead and play that clip again. Notice that on the podium, he's talking about the battle for the soul of the nation. And he's actually laughing about if they were in high school, he would have bullied or attacked Donald Trump. Let's play that clip one more time. And notice his shaking hand when he's holding the microphone. Let's play cut 7.
The president likes to portray himself. I love this. Likes to portray himself as a tough guy. When you were in high school, wouldn't you have liked to take the shot? Anyway, it's a different story, but anyway.
That's a little very, very subtle. Wouldn't you like to take the shot?
So something's on the screen covering up Max. There we go. Thank you. Sorry, Max.
Does that sound like someone who's gonna bring the country together? That sounds like someone who wants to just attack the president. I thought the Secret Service usually made calls for that stuff.
They usually do, but not right now. We're not doing that right now.
Not right now.
No.
Here's Joe Biden on stage forgetting where he started his campaign and stuttering through the whole thing. Let's play cut 8.
I never believed it would be this much in jeopardy. We launched our campaign over on the Oval back in May 9, 2019. But you know what I said then, we've been through a lot since then.
I have no idea. You're asking me. Why are you asking me? I'm still trying
We
to
launched
figure
our
out.
campaign 19 on the Oval.
What in the?
He's talking about the fact that he launched his campaign in front of the museum in Philly, where the Rocky Steps are. That's where he launched his campaign. I guess instead of describing it as the circle, he decided to elongate it and make it the Oval. I don't know.
What? He's thinking about the Oval Office. What it's going to be like to play with Legos.
Yeah.
I get to go play with Legos in the Oval Office. Jill, hey, I'm Jill's husband. Jill, I need more Legos. My Legos are all gone. That's what we're dealing with.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, it really is unbelievable. So here we have a couple more. Well, actually, we have one more. This is Joe Biden telling the crowd that he does not need their help to get elected. Let's play cut 9.
Folks, we got a lot of work to do. I don't only need you to get me elected, I need you once I'm elected.
I don't
need you to get elected.
Thank goodness.
Don't
just vote for Trump. He's basically telling you vote for Trump. All we can do is elect Donald Trump.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Mr. Producer, I'm going to send you over a link. I wanted to include this one because we talked about the true pressure. There's also a video.
Hey, we have somebody from South Africa here that's actually watching us from South Africa. We might become the #1 podcast in South Africa. You actually have to share it in South Africa for sure. Come on.
Yeah. So, Mr. Producer, I just Facebook messaged you a YouTube video. If we could pull it up, it doesn't have to be right now. So that was Joe Biden over the last just 3 days.
Yeah.
Like gibberish, lying, being just angry. I mean, these Biden rallies are essentially him shouting at a bunch of parked cars.
Yeah.
And then they honk their horn. Like, oh, I married a Philly girl. And then everyone in their cars, because they're not allowed to stand. There's actually, I tried to find a clip of it. I couldn't find it. While Joe Biden's speaking, there are people, almost like ring girls, like boxing matches. They have these signs that they hold over their head. And it says, you must stay in your car. It's the strangest thing ever. I saw it briefly. I think Fox had it on their camera. Most of the other things don't show it. So it's a drive-in movie theater, basically. But no one's allowed to get out of their car, and there's only 24 cars there. And Joe says, I married a Philly girl. And everyone goes, honk, honk, honk. Wow, he's talking to me. I like Philly girls. I'm going to honk my horn. It's the most pathetic thing ever. And then Kamala Harris has an event. More Trump supporters show up than Biden supporters. It's just very, very strange. We have that thing. All right. So we talked about the pressure. Watch how Joe Biden's sign language interpreter interpreted that. We got it.
Look, I'll do what he's unable to do. I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure. I'll do what he's unable to do. I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Oh my goodness.
So go ahead and go to that guy's website. He has some good stuff. But yeah, no, the guy's just like, no.
I've no idea what you're talking about. What in the what? And his wife is not from Philly. I don't think his wife's from Philly.
She claims to be a Philly girl. I don't know. I don't know if you have to be from Philly to be a Philly girl. Joe claims to be from Philly and he's from Delaware. So
she
could really go either way on that one.
She was born in Hamilton, New Jersey.
Oh yeah, that's close enough.
That's close enough.
Yeah, she could. Yeah, you could identify as Philly, living there. I mean, there's a lot of people who live right over the Delaware River in New Jersey, who if you said, like, where do you live? They're like, I live in the Philly area, because it's just like a hop across the bridge and you're there. Like, she probably went to school there. It's a stretch, but it's not as crazy as Delaware to Philly in my mind.
All right. I'll give you a pass.
So
pass.
That's what Joe Biden's rallies look like. Let's look at what Trump rallies look like. Let's play image 7. This is last night in Miami. Right around midnight is when it got started. Look at that, Joe. Look at that sea of people. They're not a couple dozen people honking their horns. Yeah.
At midnight.
That was a rally going into midnight in Miami-Dade County. I think it was Ocala. Opaloka. I don't know the name of the city, but it's in Miami-Dade County. Massive, massive rally. Let's put up image 8. This was even bigger the night before in Western Pennsylvania. And notice on the left, you can see the frack well. Incredible. They actually had a fracking well at it. That was 57,000 people in Western PA. It's gotten so bad that the Democrat Secretary of State in Pennsylvania is actually tweeting out, no, it's not Photoshopped. He really did get that many people. So those are kind of the differences, right? And I want to play this because I love this. I love it when Trump gives us a little bit of red meat to let us know what his next term would be like. This is Trump insinuating that if he wins, Fauci's gone. Let's play cut 10.
What'd you do?
Is
Come
that
on,
it?
Josh. Josh. See, this is what happened when you were actually away, Max. He didn't prepare well, and we had all sorts of problems with the technical side.
Fire Fauci.
Don't tell anybody, but let me wait till a little bit after the election. I appreciate the advice.
Yes!
I appreciate that.
You know, I can't help but get really
He's
excited
been
about
wrong
that.
on a lot. He's a nice man, though. He's been wrong on a lot. Do
Let's
not,
cut it.
under any circumstances.
Let's cut it. We can't play that
He's
next
been
part. 'Cause
wrong
Facebook
about a
will take it
lot.
down.
You can't
Yeah,
play the
we're
next
not
part?
allowed to mention. We're not allowed to mention what Anthony Fauci has been wrong about because that goes against current CDC and World Health Organization guidelines. So we're not allowed to tell you that he was wrong on censored word.
Yeah, we're not
allowed to
we're-
say.
We're not allowed to say it because big bad, social media and the Democrat Party and this loony leftist, they're right. They're right. I mean, nobody's dying anymore, and it was save a life. Now you don't have to save a life. It's not about saving a life. It's about getting corona.
Careful, you're getting close. Getting close to going against the CDC's guidelines. Careful. You wind Joe up, and he goes against the CDC and WHO.
I've had zero fear, right? Look, I was washing my hands long before it was cool.
Listen, I know, but listen, we've gotten through this pandemic without being taken down for going against CDC or WHO guidelines. That is a small miracle in and of itself.
That is because I'm just going to tell and no, we haven't. We've been throttled. I mean, we're down 190 people watching us on Facebook. We have to rely on all these other things that we do in order to get our audiences, right? Because Facebook throttles them.
But that was because we said Kyle from Kenosha was a little hero. That's why they throttled us, not because of the CDC, WHO guidelines.
That was 2 months ago. What's the excuse now? What's the excuse now?
They're not gonna take it off. Here, so
because
let's do this.
Facebook's a bunch of shitbags. That's why. There's a bunch of shitbags that are actually watching us right now. I'm just telling you right now, as I'm talking right now, I think you at Facebook are a shitbag because you don't want people to hear the truth. You don't want people to hear the truth. You want it to be this warped truth that you have. I'm out. So is all of America, by the way. That's why they're leaving Facebook. November 4th, by the way, we're going to see the largest exodus from Facebook we've ever seen, right? And by the way, stock price at Twitter went down by 22%. You want to know why? Because people are leaving Twitter. They're like, we don't need this. We don't need any of this. We'll go to Parler. By the way, go to Parler, Conservative Daily, at Conservative Daily, all one word at Parler, right? Go there.
Follow us. We'll be happy to follow you back.
We'll stay on Facebook until all of you guys disappear and go somewhere else. And we're on YouTube. We know they're throttling us there, right? But they can't throttle the fact that people are actually downloading it everywhere. Yeah. And we're building the technology so we can do it somewhere else.
We'll stay on Facebook and we'll turn off the lights when we're the last people to leave. I'm looking online to see whether shitbag is an expletive that will require me to do some kind of extra warning for the audio.
It's not. It's a bag. It's an actual bag.
According to the a contemptible or worthless person.
Oh, is it? What else is it? Is there another meaning?
It's literally just an offensive word for a despicable, contemptible, or immoral person.
All right. Well, then that whole organization is filled with them. How about that? I don't care.
All right.
I don't care. What are you going to do? Take away my birthday? Are you going to shut down my Facebook account like you did a national hero? Like, a guy runs in, saves Americans over in Benghazi, right? Does the right thing, and you shut down his Facebook page because, oh, we don't like him. We don't like the fact that he has 70, 80, 90, 100,000 people following him. It's ridiculous. And that lawsuit's coming. We'll see that one too. The problem with social media is that they're all a bunch of clowns, right? They're all run by a bunch of weaklings that have control of it based on technology. Well, we got new technology coming, so hey, get ready for it.
So, I want to play the video. It's a little bit on the long side. It's a couple minutes, but this is the video that Donald Trump is now playing in his rallies, and I want to play it because the media is so dead set against ever playing it when they're covering the rallies. This is what Trump plays as the intermission in his rallies these days. Let's play cut 11.
Have you taken a cognitive
No,
test?
I haven't taken a test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying before you got in this program, if you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not, what do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
What do you
By the way, this is my little sister, Valerie, and I'm Jill's husband. Oh, no, you switched on me. This is my wife. This is my sister. They switched on me. But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
There is not a single solitary reason in the world why, as I said, we shouldn't be in a position that everybody, and that's my wife, Jill. Hey, Jilly, I'm Jill's husband, actually.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did. And back in those days, to show how things have changed.
Play the radio. Make sure make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear words.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
Because if you could take care, if you were a quartermaster, you can sure and hell take care of running a department store thing, where in the second floor of the ladies department or whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm sick and tired of smart guys.
The rapidly rising I don't know. You ever been to a caucus? No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Why attack Sanders? Why? You're getting nervous, man.
What kind of country we're going to be? 4 more years of George. He going to find ourselves in a position where, if Trump gets elected, we're going to be in a different world.
We have to come together. That's why I'm running. I'm running as a proud Democrat for the Senate. And by the way, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. Barack and I think it's a right for people to have bad health care. I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
I love them.
So that is what Donald Trump now plays at his rallies. That's his intermission where he stops and everyone watches. Corn Pop, he was a bad dude. I love the one where it's like, if you're a quartermaster in the military, you have the skills to run the ladies section in a department store. Like, what? No one has ever recommended that a quartermaster from the military run the ladies department in a department store. No one's ever done it but Joe.
Not
and
this
they didn't
Joe.
include.
All right, just to be clear, not this Joe. This Joe's never rubbed anybody's legs. Well, not a man's legs.
This Joe does.
Not a kid's legs. I rubbed some legs.
Not a hairy leg.
Not a hairy leg.
Not hairy leg. Except for that one study abroad in France.
Yes, might have been some hair on those.
I was surprised that they didn't mention how Joe Biden was able to hide in the basement because black people were stocking the shelves. I thought that one should have probably been added. But that's what the Trump campaign runs at their rallies, and every time it goes up, the media cuts away. No, we can't let Joe Biden We can't let people see what Joe Biden has said. This is some weird stuff.
I can't, Max. I can't even get over the fact that that he's even a presidential candidate. I can't even get over the fact that Kamala Harris is his running mate. She's awful. She's the epitome of awful. Democrats hated her. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, yeah. We don't want that football team.
And I want to put this up because this was a tweet that Joe Biden put out just this weekend. Let's put up image 1. This is Biden thinking he's so far ahead that he can actually start talking about what he really wants to do. Biden tweet November 1st. It's long past time we take action to end the scourge of gun violence in America. As president, I'll ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, implement universal background checks, and enact other common-sense reforms to end our gun violence epidemic. He thinks he's so far ahead he can actually say the unsayable.
Wow.
Right? Texas is off the map. Like, as long as people... Here's the thing. The media isn't covering it. So the media is helping him limp across the finish line. People don't know that Joe Biden called himself a grandma. People don't know it. Right? They don't know that he couldn't tell the difference between his sister and his wife. Or that he likes letting kids rub his legs. I mean, it's weird stuff. As we covered in the beginning, we'll put it up again for anyone just joining us now.
How in the world do you have a post like that says, yeah, I don't get it?
Put up image 2. This is the Google Trends for Pennsylvania. Red is vote for Trump. Blue is vote for Biden. And you see vote for Trump is surging. Just in terms of Google search popularity. It's surging. A couple other things. This is where we're talking about how the Democrats are freaking out. Let's put up image 3. This is Rasmussen. Rasmussen is one of the last polling outfits that now does daily tracking polls. And they've been tracking black support for President Trump. And they do this every day. Today, according to Rasmussen, Trump sits at 35% black American approval for black likely voters. 35%. I mean, it's a huge number. Let's go ahead and put up, where is it? Image 5. This is the New York Times freaking out because they're starting to realize that he's not getting the black vote. And it says, quote, troubling for Mr. Biden in a different way is the fact that he has not yet matched Mrs. Clinton's share of support in Philadelphia proper. Averaging the results of the 2 recent polls, he has the backing of 73% of Philadelphia voters, down from 83% for Mrs. Clinton in 2016. According to the Times Siena poll, Mr. Trump was supported by 24% of Philadelphians, 9 points ahead of his exit poll numbers from 2016. Now, Philadelphians, while there are some white Philadelphians, that is a stand-in for black people. Like, that's what they're talking about. There are some white Philadelphians, absolutely. But in order to have that big of a shift, Joe Biden is hemorrhaging black supporters in Philadelphia proper. New York Times freaking out over it. If Donald Trump takes 24% of Philadelphia, Joe Biden cannot win Pennsylvania. I said this on we did a podcast yesterday, Joe, just talking about electoral outcomes. Pennsylvania, it's Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and I say this affectionately, then it's Alabama in between. Right. So Democrats, in order to win, they have to take Pittsburgh, they have to take Philadelphia, and hope that they run up enough votes to discount the entire rural, suburban communities in the middle of the state.
Which those people are voting at record numbers.
Yeah.
So we did a poll on Christian voters, right? Christian conservative voters, and 40%. Would you believe 40% of Christian conservatives don't vote? They don't vote in the general election, and we're predicting that this year that number could be as low as 28%. So we're looking at a 12-point swing. In Colorado, it's 43% of people who go to church actually don't vote, right? Yeah. So if you go to church, then 43% of those people don't vote. And so the indicators show us that somewhere around 31%, so down in Colorado 12%. If that happens for the first time in a long time, Colorado will go to Trump.
Yeah. Oh, right. We have results from the poll on Facebook. We asked people which was worse, Joe Biden making up the word "true and unlimited pressure" or "bad Catholic care." Early results: 77% say "true and unlimited pressure," 23% say "bad Catholic care." I may have just gone up one, but 77-23 roughly. Them's the results. We'll reopen the poll in case anyone hasn't voted yet. So let's do this. Let's do I have any other? Yeah, okay. Let's play the cut of CNN freaking out over over Florida. Explain a little bit, and then we're going to go to the Electoral College map and start filling in some states. So let's real quick. This is CNN freaking out about how the Hispanic vote is not turning out for Biden in Miami-Dade County. Let's play cut 12.
Hey, David, I just want to stick with you for a second because of Florida. So there is information that the early in-person vote in at least Miami-Dade County, which Hillary Clinton won handily but lost the state, the Republican turnout is far outpacing the Democratic turnout. And it is so concerning to the Congresswoman, Frederica Wilson, who covers that region, that she says she has been trying to sound the alarm to the Biden campaign. She says that they haven't been doing door-to-door canvassing because of the pandemic. They haven't invested money in the people there on the ground who know how to turn out the vote. Here is her quote to Politico. "I screamed, hollered, I called, I lobbied from the top to the bottom." Wilson said of her efforts to turn out operations started in the community, including sending written proposals to Biden's campaign and having virtual Zoom meetings with his advisors. She thinks they're not listening to her.
Well, I'm sure they're looking at these early vote numbers from Florida. There is the one that struck my eye is that Miami-Dade is much lower than the rest of the state in terms of a percentage of early voters coming out, and that is a place where Joe Biden has to mount a huge advantage going into Election Day. The other thing you notice if you look deeply into these numbers is that where the fall off appears to be among African American voters, and that is a concern.
Let's cut it there. So they're freaking out, Joe, because the early vote, we don't know how people are voting, but we can tell the early vote just in terms of party affiliation. So Democrats are not building a big enough lead among their early vote turn-ins that they need, right? Republicans are they've closed the gap from 400,000 in between them. Now they close it to 100,000, which is huge. So we know that Republicans tend to vote in person on Election Day.
Right.
If Democrats don't bank enough votes in Miami-Dade County, there's no way Trump wins unless Trump just hemorrhages support on Election Day voters, which isn't really anticipated. So they're freaking out, and it's a beautiful thing to watch because
in Colorado, they're predicting that in Colorado people are going to show up in record numbers at the polls on Election Day. Right? They're predicting that the poll watchers and it's been said that it's going to be so much that they might have to open up the polls early. They're predicting that if that does happen, that we could see the largest landslide in the history of the U.S., not just the history of since Reagan. Right? They're saying it could be a landslide of epic proportion. Right, and that will be a sound story of the people in this country saying that we've had enough. Right, I think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I think that. I frankly believe that we are in a place right now that I cannot see a path forward where Biden becomes president. But I also have conversations with people where I go, hey, if Biden wins, what next? That's when the fight starts. And the bad part about conservatives and conservative groups as a whole is that we've always had a 2-year plan, a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan. Look, the Dems, the loony left, they've been planning this stuff for decades. So we are going to have a 25-year plan, right? How do we return normalcy? Did you know about this? I'm going to see if I can bring it up. Max, I'm going to send you this link. So you have it. Let me see if I can send it to you. But I'm going to send you a link. There's a thing called queering the classroom that's happening in Colorado that I just got word of, right? Do you know what that is?
No, but I'd say let's leave it for another episode because we only
let's have a full
episode
on this though, right? But it's where they actually are trying to recruit kids to be gay. Like, if a kid's gay, gay.
That's definitely that's too much squirrel for me right now. We're a day away from the election.
Oh.
That dog will get a day after the election.
All right, after the election, we'll talk about this. It's something that has to come out. It has to.
All right, Mr. Producer, put up my screen before Joe starts talking about something random. This is the map.
That wasn't random. Do you know how much information I get pushed at me every day?
It was out of nowhere.
Guys,
out of
help
nowhere.
me. In the comments, tell Max to shh.
Election tomorrow, and you're like, have you seen this article? It's about the schools trying to turn the kids gay.
No,
that's
I'm not talking.
the biggest
I'm talking about the fact that the Democrats have been doing this for 25 years, 30 years, right? It's not squirrel. It's the fact that they're waking up.
It's a big squirrel, but we'll talk about that another day. We got to fill out this map. So right now on the map, we have the states that are going to go. Actually, we got to take Nevada off that. Nevada is not a lock anymore. So right now we have the states that are pretty much assured to go red, the states that are assured to go blue. When you add those up, Biden has 194 electoral votes. Trump has 138 guaranteed electoral votes. Now, not guaranteed. Things can change, but no one really anticipates that Joe Biden's going to win Oklahoma, right? We can put that safely in the Trump column.
Well, wait a minute. California on everyone's deal is a maybe for Biden because of how many people. Okay, well, all right.
There are people being investigated and prosecuted for voter fraud. Voter fraud happens in California. It's like not even like it's not even a crazy thing to say. There are people being prosecuted for it. I don't see California. California, I don't see turning red. It's anything's possible, but for these purposes, let's keep it blue. And also for these purposes, we're going to make Texas red because Texas is not going to vote for Joe Biden. Joe Biden couldn't even get his campaign bus to stop at a location without being swarmed by Trump supporters. Now, Florida is interesting. Florida is coming around to Trump. Trump is now leading in Florida, so we're going to give Trump Florida. Not guaranteed. We're also going to give him Georgia. Not guaranteed, but we're going to do it. North Carolina. Trump is now leading in North Carolina, so we're going to give him that. And Ohio, Trump is now way ahead in Ohio. And Iowa, there was a poll that came out over the weekend from the Des Moines Register having Trump up 7 points. So we're taking that off the board right there. New Mexico, we're going to give to Biden just for the sake of this. They're confident. They're saying that they think Trump's going to win New Mexico. I doubt it, but it's possible. There's just.
I mean, I like New Mexico. There's some really nice parts about it, but mostly it's not.
Yeah, I think we can chalk that. I think we can chalk that up to the New Mexico GOP needs to say that they're going to win because if they say they're not going to win, they're just going to get butchered in the lower ballot races.
So I have people from Wisconsin saying that you have to give Wisconsin to Trump.
What was that? Is Scottish?
Kind of. I was trying to do it, but it wasn't. Sorry.
Scottish?
All right, I'm gonna be quiet now. I was trying to go to the Canadian border deal.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Can you please?
No.
But I went the other way.
What's that? That's like an Indian Scottish.
All right. Well,
you're doing like an Indian Scottish. No, if you want to talk about like northern Wisconsin, be like, hey there, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, friend. How you doing, friend?
Oh.
Like, they're all very nice. Oh, buddy.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. What are you talking about?
There you go.
Yeah, no, they're not Indian Scottish.
Hey, shh. All right, go back to your stuff.
So we have Trump
Give
winning
Wisconsin
Texas,
to
Florida,
Trump.
Georgia. No, not yet. Texas, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Ohio, Iowa. We're going to give Trump one district in Maine, and we're actually going to give Biden the district in Nebraska, which is crazy, but we're going to give it to him.
We're going to give him. We're going to give him Nebraska.
Just for this.
Ooh.
The way Nebraska works is if you win the whole state, you get 2 electoral votes, and then they give 1 electoral vote per congressional district. So there's 1 congressional district that is starting to lean blue. So you can win the whole state and get the 4 electoral votes. But if you don't win that last congressional district, then Biden would get that 1 electoral vote. So that's 1 out of the total of 5. We're just for these purposes, right? What you see on the screen, Trump winning Texas, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Ohio, Iowa is not that controversial. Right? That's not all that controversial. This is where it starts getting fun.
People are like, give him Pennsylvania, quick, hurry, come on.
Well, but this is where it starts getting fun. There was a poll out of New Hampshire that actually had Trump up.
Yeah.
So if Trump was to win New Hampshire, let's say theoretically, he's at 265. Ooh. If he was then to pick up Nevada, he's president, right? That's how that works. Well, let's say maybe he doesn't win New Hampshire. Let's say he wins Pennsylvania, he's president. Done. 281, right? Let's say he wins Michigan, president, 277. Wisconsin, president, 271.
Do you see what's happening
Minnesota,
here?
President, 271. So if Trump can do this, win Texas, Iowa, Ohio, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, and take the one in Maine, and fine, we're gonna give him Nebraska, just because I don't like seeing blue in the heartland. If he can do all this, he only needs to win one of these other states, and he's president.
Right.
So when they say Donald Trump has no path, it just isn't true. If you scroll down in this website, 2270 to win, actually tells you he has 6 paths. He can win literally any of these states, and he's president. So it's very interesting that the media is trying to discourage people. It's obvious that they don't want people to vote. They don't want people to turn out to vote. So you need to vote. You need to make sure you vote. And you need to make sure that you drag people to the polls. And if you know someone who's leaning Biden, you have to convince them out of it.
What if this happened though? I mean, just I saw this article, and I want to say that it can't be that wrong, or it can't be that right. But Illinois, what if Illinois actually went Trump?
It won't. It won't. I mean, you look at corruption in Illinois. That's like you study like the early 20th century. We have like the big political machine. You have the mobs were running parts of it. The labor unions were running parts of it. The entrenched politicians. Illinois never left that political machine part of American history. They never left it, right? So politics in Illinois will always be blue until the Democrats decide to change their color.
I'm telling you right now, here is the greatest thing about everything, right? I'm telling you, it is conceivable that Donald Trump ends up with somewhere around 370 electoral votes. Yeah.
That'd be hard. So we can add it up. If he wins Arizona, let's say he wins Pennsylvania, I'll even give him New Hampshire, right? Then that's where he starts getting to 297. Let's say he wins Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada. He's capped out. He would have to flip one of these blue states to get above 339. That's where he would need to flip something.
I think it's possible.
Then we're not talking about swing states anymore. Then we're talking about him flipping something, which I don't know. I know that there is one congressional district in Oregon that is going to likely go red, as opposed to it was long been held by a Democrat. I don't know if there's enough Republicans in Washington, Oregon, California. Colorado could happen, right?
Colorado,
New Mexico could happen.
I'm telling you.
Hawaii, no. Illinois, no. New York, maybe. I don't think so, though. New Jersey, definitely no. Maryland, no. Delaware, not against Joe Biden. I mean, there isn't really that many places left on the board. So I'd love to think it's possible, but I think that if Trump ran the table and won every single one of these swing states, he'd be sitting at about 339. And that is giving him Nebraska.
Well, our math shows 331, that he ends up with 331. So I don't know how that ends up going. But I did a whole math thing and said, all right, 331. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I mean, the way you get that is you take 8 off the board. So he would lose Nebraska, he'd lose Maine, and he'd lose Nevada, and that's 8. That's 331. So I wanted to do this. We did this a little bit yesterday. I wanted to do this again just to show you that when they say that Donald Trump has no pathway to victory, it just isn't true. He has plenty of pathways to victory. All these states are with the exception of Minnesota, all of these swing states, which we're now turning from pink back to the neutral brown, all of these states, with the exception of Nevada, all of those brown-colored states. Again, let's make this blue. They say he has no path, but he's won all these states before, right? So it's not possible. He won all these states, and he did it when the polls told him he couldn't. So have the faith. If you haven't already, make sure you get out there and vote. Again, if you think you're in a blue state, vote anyway, because maybe Joe's right. Maybe we flip something, right? No one thought Michigan was going to happen last time. We flipped it. So make sure you get out there and vote. You never know. But make sure you vote. Make sure you drag your family, your friends to the polls. Make sure you convince your friends who are voting for Biden. Maybe convince them not to. Fight for it. Every vote is going to matter, and we cannot afford.
Keep in mind, in 2016, Trump did not win Virginia.
No. Oh, that's why it was blue. That's the problem there. Virginia was red. It shouldn't have been red. That's how we got to that problem. Okay, so that's why we were a little bit higher. It's
and
there's
Virginia
plenty of pathways
could
for Trump to win.
Virginia could go red. right now. I mean, there's a high probability it goes red. Yeah.
It definitely is possible it could go red. This is the scary thing for me. Where is it? I tried to get it to happen again. It wasn't working yesterday. There's a way that Trump and Biden tie, and it's terrifying. We can go ahead and take that off the screen. If Trump and Biden tie, it goes to the House of Representatives, and then it's just a complete shitbag, to take your word. I'm not using it right, but a shit show if it goes to the House. Hope it doesn't happen, but yeah, I wanted to do that just to show you there are plenty of pathways for Trump. This idea that there's no pathway, it's ludicrous.
Does it go to
has to win states.
The new House?
The new one.
Okay, so the new House, we are in a pretty good position right now to take over the House. We're in a very good position.
If Donald Trump ties, the odds of Republicans losing the House are very slim, because they're counting on all of those freshman Democrat congressmen who won in pro-Trump districts. They're counting on them all to win again.
Yeah. Donald
Trump doesn't get to 269 unless he flips those congressional districts. So it's very unlikely, but possible. And it's a weird situation where a Democrat House could elect Joe Biden, a Republican Senate could elect Mike Pence. Joe Biden loses his mind or is removed from office. Mike Pence becomes president, names Donald Trump as his vice president, resigns. Donald Trump becomes president. Donald Trump names Mike Pence as his vice president. Little complex chess moves. I'm starting to sound like a Democrat conspiracy theorist. That's what. Whenever you ask a Democrat how Nancy Pelosi becomes president, they pull that out. If you've ever seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, they have this wall and they're pointing at all the things like this is how it happens. But yeah, so everyone make sure you get out and vote. We're not going to go live tonight. We're going to go live tonight. Instead, we're going to cover Trump's rally.
We're going to go live tomorrow night. Yeah.
We're going to go live tomorrow night with some election coverage.
We'll set it up because we're having an election party as well, right? So we'll set you up there at the election party. So you'll be with the.
Does your governor say that's okay?
I don't care what the governor says. Don't care. I don't care.
Does Polis say it's okay to have a party?
Yeah. Well, King Polis can go sit on a whatever.
Oh, you can't say that. That's mean.
Sit on whatever.
Yeah, that's like when Donald Trump said that Megyn Kelly had blood coming out of her, whatever.
I did not say that, and he is not a woman, so.
Well, that's going to be it for this edition of the Conservative Daily Podcast. If you like the podcast, make sure that you subscribe to the audio version. I'll give Joe the final word in a second. We go live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you subscribe to the audio version. You can do that on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, TuneIn. We're now on Pandora as well, the Podbean app. So pretty much everywhere. Check iHeartRadio. Check the links. Yeah, go to the description for the links. Also, make sure that you follow us on Parler at Conservative Daily, all one word. Happy to follow you back. Text FREEDOM to 89517. You'll get a text alert. It looks like it worked today. Text alert letting you know when we go live, because Facebook and YouTube don't always send the notifications. And again, there's a link to join our email newsletter if you want to also receive our action alerts. You can do so there. Okay, Joe, final word. Giving it to you.
Vote. There's your final word. Vote. It's one word. See, it's real easy. Go vote.
And the kids are turning the schools are turning the kids gay, and
hey, listen,
fluoride in the water is turning the frogs gay.
Hey, lison, wait till you see it. I'm going to send it over to you. You guys think I'm kidding? Right. This is not funny.
All right,
don't mock me. Yeah, I'm going to hit you with a bottle.
Again, that's going to be it for this edition of the Conservative Daily Podcast. My name is Max McGuire,
and this is Joe Otto.
And remember that the fight to take back our country clearly isn't over, but the only way we win is if we all stand and fight together.